What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 5 Team Builder for Hive Kakuna, taking on Cton and the Lehigh Valley Phantumps. His team consists of Lando T, Tangrowth, Gyarados, Gardevoir, Alolan Persian, Ariados, Megastelix, Infernape, Slowbro, Zapdos, and Togedemaru. Priority options, he's got the Ariados with Sucker Punch, Infernape with Mach Punch and Vacuum Wave. Hazard setting is the Lando with Rocks, Ariados with Webs and Toxic Spikes, Megastelix with Rocks, and Infernape with Rocks. Removal options, the Landorus with Defog and Zapdos with Defog. And then 4x weaknesses is the Lando to Ice, Gyarados to Electric, and Togedemaru to Ground. Worthy to note that Mega Steelix is a big problem. And I don't know why it's tiered so low that he got like amazing free picks out of this, but it gets Body Press now, which is ridiculous. Soon to come, Body Press Mega Aggron, which is just as ridiculous, and actually slightly better, because Pure Steel is a little bit better than Steel Ground. Steel Ground gives it a little bit more offensive pressure, but it doesn't really matter when you have Body Press access, and you give up weaknesses, and like a resistance to grass turns into a neutrality and whatnot. The only thing it really gains is an electric immunity, which this team already has in Lando. So the ground typing is pretty irrelevant, and actually Togedemaru ends up being completely irrelevant on this team because there's a Zapdos and a Mega Steelix. So it's just another electric immunity for Slowbro, which this team already has, and Gyarados, but this team already has it covered. So there's some iffy things there. There's, I don't know, iffy things. In terms of what I'm not expecting, I think Tangrowth is the only thing that I'm probably not expecting. Like, I'm a little bit iffy on it because it's got some leeway in this matchup, but I think defensively it just has a really tough time against me. I've been having a lot of success with Tangrowth plus Toxapex in other leagues, and I'm a little bit worried that Slowbro isn't the key for him on this team, and the Toxapex is maybe better, and he could yeet Ariados or something, because I'm not sure how necessary webs are, but those are just my thoughts on his team, I guess, a little bit. But yeah, Lando T is a problem, Gyarados is a problem, Gardevoir is a huge problem, Alolan Persian is definitely coming. Even though like it's a Lele stopgap, or it's not a Lele stopgap, it's a Hoopa stopgap. Ariados, I'm iffy on. I have to imagine it probably doesn't come because it's just not that good of a Pokemon. But Webs could definitely have an impact in this game, and I have to bring removal for that. Mega Steelix, big problem. The Wish Pass on this team is pretty lackluster, though. I'm not going to lie. There are two Wish Passers in the Togedemaru and the Gardevoir, and neither of them have very high HP stats, so Mega Steelix is not going to get fat wishes by any means, but it does have some recovery from that. Infernape, big problem. Slowbro, big problem. Zapdos, big problem. Togedemaru, littler problem, but maybe a little bit better of a Lele check than the Mega Steelix. In terms of Lele checks, that's about it. Mega Steelix and Togedemaru. Nothing else really checks Lele that well at all. In fact, my Lele set, I'm not even sure that Mega Steelix and Togedemaru check. So we'll get to that later, though. First up on my side is Duraludon making its debut. This Pokemon is garbage, and I really want to drop it. I really want to maneuver around with the team. I've been approached about Superior, asking for Superior trades. The problem that I'm having with Superior right now is that it's an 80-point Tier 3 mon, and it offers me a little bit of a filler on the speed gap between like Crobat and Terrakion, a tiny bit, which I think is valuable, but I'm definitely noticing that it's missing hidden power. I thought that I wouldn't, and that I could just like Leaf Storm my way through Steel types, but the fact that you only get 8 Leaf Storms is actually really holding it back. There have been a few games where I'm running into like pressure mons that resist Superior, and they're just not viable. Like this game in particular, like Zapdos kind of just sits on Superior because I don't have HP Ice access in this case. I would probably want to run HP Ice in this game, or HP Fire. And Dragon Pulse just doesn't cut it as coverage because it's neutral against everything barred dragons. Yeah, so Duraludon's my rocker in this game. That's kind of a nice thing about Duraludon, and the fact that I haven't brought it is that maybe people don't prep for it because it hasn't come in any games. I'm not sure how diligent people are at looking at the stats and whatnot, but it's a rocker. I'm bringing like especially offensive with Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon, and Body Press. Draco is actually really scary. You know, Duraludon's actually got like a really high base special attack stat, so dropping a Draco is kind of a problem for like a Alolan Persian doesn't want to take it. Lando, Gyarados, Zapdos to an extent really does not want to take Draco. just interesting there. Flash Cannon is there for the Gardevoir. But Flash Cannon's also a problem for mons like Tangrowth, like that I can just repeatedly hit with Flash Cannon. Definitely a problem. Being the more physically defensive Duraludon that I am, Tangrowth can't really touch me. You know, Earthquake is like its best move to hit me, and it doesn't really have a great way to do that. I am Choppleberry for Infernape, because I don't think that Special Infernape is the play against my team. I think Physical Infernape makes more sense. And I swear to God, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be really mad. But I'm Chopple for that, I guess. I guess technically for like Body Press Steelix too. But like in most cases, Shuka is probably better. But I think Infernape is physical. And if it's physical, it has to have close combat in this game. There's no chance that it doesn't. Like close combat is just the best way to hit Blastoise, which I think is really key for him. I could be way off base, and I could just be like completely tossing away my Duraludon for no reason. And if that's the case, it really doesn't matter to me because my season is not going well at all. This is one of my more winnable games. Like week 4, 5, 6 are probably my 3 most winnable games out of all of them, besides maybe my first 3 weeks where I had some games that I should have picked up. But 7, 8, 9 are looking very poor. The competition level for 7, 8, 9 is really bad for me. Like it's Dougal, which I think is relatively unwinnable, Justin, which I think is relatively unwinnable, and Lapis, which I also think is relatively unwinnable. And then I play Aaron in week 10, who I've beaten in the past, so not unwinnable, but rough matchup-wise, based on what I see. So while this is a game where I probably have a chance of winning, if I just toss my Duraludon away for no reason, then that's a bad thing. I just thought that it maybe looked a little bit better than Mudsdale, and I'm maybe like changing my mind on that because maybe Mudsdale looks better. Something to consider as I move later into this. I'm Heavy Metal for some reason. I don't know why. Heavy Slam, that's why. Heavy Slam from Steelix, and I'm gonna get cucked by Grassnot from the Infernape. So irrelevant, I know, but Heavy Slam from the Mega Steelix is the main reason I was Heavy Metal. I thought about running Heavy Slam at one point, but it just does no kinds of damage to anything, and Flash Cannon is just better at the purpose that I'm giving it. I don't know why I have Body Press. It's just a neutral hit for like Togedemaru and Steelix, I guess, using my base defense stat, which is kind of cool. Crobat, I'm running a little bit more of a Stallbreaker-ish with Super Fang, but no Taunt. Brave Bird, Defog, Roost, Super Fang. Maybe Black Sludge is a little bit sus, actually. I like the recovery with Black Sludge, but maybe it is a little bit sus. Maybe I should be running Boots. Because it's really easy to get up rocks against my team. So Boots, I think, is actually the play now that I'm thinking about it. But Brave Bird, Defog, Roost, Super Fang. Super Fang is less helpful against the regen core, but more helpful against like the steel types that would wall Lele later. It's still helpful against the regen mons, don't get me wrong. The first Super Fang is the best against those because it brings them it'll bring them into 50, and then they'll be at like 83 or whatever when they come back. So that's a little bit more than Rock's Chip, which could be significant later depending on how many times they switch in and out. But Super Fang is definitely really spammable in this game, and it breaks a lot of mons that I don't have good answers to. Like, if Zapdos is going to be the switch into this, then I just Super Fang it, right? And Super Fang it on the switch, and then switch into Lanturn, which can deal with it. So that's the plan at least. I don't know, but I'm running a little bit of attack investment, which I can't remember why. It's for something. Maybe I Oko Infernape with Brave Bird or something. I think that's it. Or maybe I Oko AV Tangrowth. I don't remember why I have that attack investment. It's important for some reason. I had it there for a reason, but I can't remember why. Enough speed for Persian. So I'm outspeeding the fastest mon on the team, which is Persian. And I want it to be Jolly so I could get more bulk out of it. And because I could have been Adamant, but it's a lot more investment for Adamant, and I don't need to be Adamant because I'm running this investment, and I don't remember what it's for, so I should really write these things down. Lanturn is next. I'm running a Volt Absorb Lanturn, again, designed for Zapdos. Heal Bell for myself because I think the Zapdos is going to want to Toxic me. Toxic for the Zapdos because then I can get a timer on that. Heal Bellers on this team is like Gardevoir, so if I can get a Toxic on a lot of stuff, then I'm in a super solid position. Scald is really spammable against this team, and then Volt Switch really good as well. Relative Gyarados check to an extent, you know, I'm not really going to kill it. Actually, I think that's what the investment is for on Lanturn, is so I can Oko Gyarados, maybe with Full Switch, or maybe I two-shot Fizz-Def Slowbro or something? I don't know. It's there. I don't know why. It's there. Um, Scald plus Volt Switch is fine in this game. That's really the whole point that I'm trying to get across here. And Toxic is great. Heal Bell is great. And I'm running random bulk, I guess. I don't know. Lele is next. I'm running an Assault Vest Lele with Nature's Madness, Focus Blast, Moonblast, and Psychic. Super good in this game, actually. Nature's Madness plus Super Fang on Crobat plus Lele is actually really effective at just breaking down the stall on this team. Especially those Steel types. Like Mega Steelix turns into not so much of a problem when I can just Super Fang it and Nature's Madness it with Mons that it switches into super easily. So it's going to get it worn down quickly. It doesn't have the recovery. Like I mentioned, the Wish Pass on this team is really weak. And then I can pick it off later. Like Psychic Surge Psychic still does a lot of damage. The Mons that want to take Psychic Surge Psychic are like Steelix and Slowbro and Togedemaru. So wearing all of those down with Nature's Madness is really helpful. And then Focus Blast is there mainly to hit the Steelix and the Togedemaru, because I don't need it for Persian because I have Moonblast. And then Moonblast just hits everything really well. I'm outspeeding something. Lando, that's what I'm outspeeding. I'm outspeeding Lando. So if it's not Scarf Lando, I'll outspeed it and I can get hits off on it later. Where was I going with this? I don't know. Crobat's my Lando switch in, I guess, because I didn't bring Mudsdale. My team is really weak to like offensive grounds. Did you notice that? It was a problem with Nidoking. Although that one ran like Mega Horn. It was a problem with Rhyperior. It was a problem... Palisand came against me too. Wow, ground types really seem to want to come against my team, don't they? Yeah, Claydol came... Yeah, there's been a ground type every single week. So, I mean, it's not like I didn't expect Lando to come, but I think a ground type is probably going to come against me every single week, now that I'm looking at it. A lot of these teams have really good ground types too. Zygarde, Hippo, Gliscor, Crocodile, Garchomp. Yeah, there's really no reason for a ground type not to come against me every week. So I'm going to start prepping like really hard for ground types. That's Lele. Victini, I'm running an Expert Belt, specially offensive Victini. I've also thought about Assault Vest Victini here, but I think Expert Belt just picks up a little bit, a few extra KOs for me. Glaciate is really good for speed control, and obviously it catches the Lando. I like Glaciate a lot, specifically for what would want to switch in. A lot of stuff that does, like, Victini kind of covers everything here for me. You know, I've got Blue Flare, which deals with the Steel types, and Tangrowth, and Gardevoir, and Lando, well, kind of. Zapdos, I guess. Glaciate is there for the Lando, primarily, of course. Psychic is there for Ariados, I guess, as well as Infernape, which would otherwise resist Blue Flare. Ariados, I'd probably Blue Flare, to be fair. And Thunder is there for the Slowbro. That's about it. It's the only thing I'm ever going to click Thunder on. No, there's a Gyarados. Gyarados and Slowbro. There we go. Timid, max speed to speed tie Zapdos. Yada, yada, yada. Max special attack. Blastoise is a great win condition this game. I really think I can break for it. Here's the thing. I haven't been good with it this season. It didn't do as much as I thought it would against Jack. It had a potential to win against Leo, and I fucked it up. We'll see if it can do it in this one. It can win this game. It can. Smash, 3 attacks. Surf hits an incredible amount of this team. Ice Beam is there for the Tangrowth. Dark Pulse is there for the Slowbro, as well as the Gyarados. And like I said, Surf hits everything else. So, Blastoise is good. I hope it can pull through. I'm outspeeding Scarfed Infernape at +2. I believe I cannot outspeed Scarf Alolan Persian, or I just didn't care, because I don't think Scarf Alolan Persian is good. So I'm outspeeding the fastest Scarfer that I can, which obviously means I'm not going to outspeed Rock Polish Lando, if that's speed creeping me, but I have bigger issues. If there's a Rock Polish Lando, I attack it, rather than smash. Besides that, something I got to worry about with the Blastoise set, and this is just a note, There are a couple Intimidators on this team in the Gyarados and the Lando. I have to worry about smashing on the same turn that they're switching into me, if they are switching into me, because they will burn my White Herb, and then I will be down in defenses, which is something that the Infernape can use to potentially revenge kill me with a Mach Punch, or a Vacuum Wave when I'm down lower on the defenses there. But Blastoise's regular bulk should allow me to set up on like Infernape close combating. I should be able to set up on that. I really have to have things in range. Like, I'm not going to lie, I really have to have things in range. If this Slowbro is Assault Vest, then it's going to be a giant Slowbro or Tangrowth. If one of them is Assault Vest, which one of them probably will be, I need to, like, Super Fang or Nature's Madness them or get them out of the way early. Defensively, I don't think I actually have a ton of leeway in this with this roster. Like, Lanturn is only doing so much, Crobat is only doing so much, and Duraludon is bad. So we'll see, I guess. In terms of what I'm not bringing, Hoopa. Hoopa has a matchup, but there's a few U-turners, and they're all faster, so no thanks. Don't want to deal with that. Serp, again, like I mentioned earlier on, Serp has a rough time dealing with a lot of Pokemon on this team, actually. Tangrowth, Mega Steelix, Zapdos in particular are all mons that are probably coming and are big issues for Serp to deal with. Mudsdale, I may or may not regret bringing the Duraludon over Mudsdale. I don't know, maybe Mudsdale's better. I'm expecting like Grassdon and Infernape for it. I have no fucking clue. I honestly have no idea why Mudsdale wouldn't just be the better Pokemon here. Excuse me, I'm having a hard time figuring that out. Maybe, I think my mindset is that Duraludon deals with Gyarados better, and I can't really deal with Lando well anyways, so Crobat is the general Lando switch in. I don't know where I was going with that. Mega Beedrill, not fantastic, but not terrible. You know, it breaks the regen core really, really well, but it really struggles against Zapdos, Mega Steelix. It really struggles against Lando. Togedemaru even can handle Mega Beedrill pretty well, so big yikes on that one. And then Terrakion also can deal with Tangrowth plus Slowbro, and Terrakion actually has a pretty solid matchup here, but Infernape Revenge kills it after close combat drops and whatnot, and I missed a Stone Edge against whoever it was. Ben? I missed Stone Edges, and I'm not feeling super lucky, so I'm opting out of bringing Terrakion and into bringing purely special offense. Haha! No physical attackers for me. Main reason for that is the Mega Steelix. Again, I listed off the reasons why I'm not bringing physical attackers, but there's double Intimidators, there's a Mega Steelix. I could definitely get away with running like Adrenaline Orb Terrakion or something with Swords Dance, because I think that Lando probably switches into it, but I don't want to go down that road. So that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys for the match against Cton and the Lehigh Valley Phantumps.